So I just read I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Iain Reid. I'll drop the book. So what happened is I watched the movie previously, when it came out 2 years ago. It's a Netflix movie by Charlie Kaufman. So I watched the movie 2 years ago, and then I decided to, just read the book, see, the original material and everything. And that being said, I didn't really understood the movie, so I decided to, maybe get a better understanding of the movie by reading the book, which actually helped quite a lot. So if you don't really know the book nor the movie, essentially it's just the story of a woman who is going to meet her boyfriend's parents. So it's just the road trip getting there. Then you have the dinner scene, and then going back from there, back home. So that's the story, actually. I really like the pacing of the book. It's a really slow paced. It's only 200 pages or so, so you can read it. Actually, I read it in a day, in 2 sittings, I think. So yeah, it's a fast read, slow pace, but at the same time, short sentences, so it's, you can read it actually quite fast. So the video is going to be divided into 2. So first part is going to be spoiler free, or containing as less spoiler as I'm able to do. And then the second part is going to be heavy on spoilers, actually. Don't worry, I'll tell you guys, when the spoiler section starts. So book and movie are actually contains the same topics mainly. There are 2 or 3 different things in the movie, but mainly the topics I gathered from all of it was relationship, happiness, anxiety, the fear of growing old, solitude, depression, sickness, mental health, and death. Talk more on that on the spoiler heavy section. But the movie, as I said, contains all these different topics, but also got something more like home, what defines a home, what it feels to be home in a way. Like there's this whole poem about home that the woman is saying at one point. I'm saying woman because in the book she doesn't have a name. In the movie, her name, it's not clear what her name is in the movie. At first, she's called Lucy, I think. So, yeah. And in the movie, I got the impression, the whole dinner scene with the parents, that the movie is maybe a bit more about growing old, but also, feeling like your mind is slowly fading, like having Alzheimer or dementia, which I really enjoyed in the movie. So if you've not watched the movie or you've not read the book yet and you're wondering, where you should start or whatever, it kind of depends. If you're like me and you don't mind not understanding what you're seeing, not understanding a movie, you could just watch the movie first, because just from my experience, that's what I did. I watched the movie 2 years ago, and I just read the book like last week actually, and I didn't mind not knowing. It's just that I still had that thought, that I wanted to understand better the movie, so I just decided to write the book and everything to read the book. Sorry, I did not write this, unfortunately. To read the book, and yeah, I rewatched the movie afterwards, and the movie made so much more sense to me. So if you're like me and you don't mind not understanding at first, you can, read the book after watching the movie. But if you hate that, you want to have closure, you want to understand what's going on, understand the ending, I would start with the book. The ending of the book, it's quite clear what's happening. There's no, it's just really, it makes sense, what happens at the end of the book. And then you could watch the movie afterwards with full knowledge of what's going on, and you'll understand like everything that's going on actually in the movie. So that concludes it for the spoiler-free version section. But now on with the spoilers. So if you've not read the book or not watched the movie, I would just stop watching the video right here, because I'm about to spoil everything, because I want to talk about more topics, and talking about these topics, I'm going to actually spoil the end of both movie and book. So on with the spoilers. In the book, it's quite clear that Jake, so the boyfriend, he killed himself at the end of the book. He's stabbing himself multiple times with, I think, a metal hanger that, he shaped into a stabbing tool or whatever. And yeah, the woman is just the fabrication of his mind to, I don't know, maybe better understand, not better understand, but better grasp the thought of killing himself. So he's the one thinking of ending things. It's not about the breakup of a relationship. It's about him committing suicide, essentially. So it's really about depression and loneliness, because he's so lonely in the book. And it's an end that, sends shivers throughout, down my spine and everything, because it's just, it was so sad, and it was so well crafted. I mean, you don't see it coming at all. Yeah, and I feel like the book is a bit horror, I'd say. There's this whole scene in the school where it's the woman is being chased by a janitor in the school. I really enjoyed that actually. And in the movie, it's not as clear, but he did killed himself also. But this time, he just waited in his car in a snowstorm. Actually, we can't see it because I'm in-house or whatever, inside my house, but outside it's snowing. There's this snowstorm happening right now while I'm filming this. But yeah, it's not as clear in the movie that he indeed kills himself. I didn't fully understand the end. I didn't get all the references that are shown in the movie. But from what I could understand, from what I got from the movie, is that the movie is more about regrets than loneliness. It's more that he regret not talking to the girl at the bar, because the woman is based on a real woman, on a real memory that happened in Jake's life, so in the main character's life, the boyfriend. So yeah, I feel like it's more about regrets than solitude in the movie. I feel like the pacing of the movie is slightly off. I think that they tried to replicate the pacing of the book, but it's hard to do that in a movie. That being said, it's a 2-hour movie, and I didn't feel like it was that long. I don't know. I just thought that the movie was well crafted, but it's just that the pacing of the book was slightly better in my mind. Yeah, so that's it for the review. Next book. So the book that I'm reading right now is Sepulchre by James Herbert. I don't have it in my hand because I'm still, the book was falling into pieces, so I had to glue some stuff. So I'm doing some arts and craft for the book. It's, still somewhere being glued. So it's still somewhere, being glued. Not being glued, it's just that the glue needs to dry, actually. But yeah, that's what you get when you buy, used books. That's what you get when you buy used books, I guess. But yeah, I need to, it was falling in pieces, so I had to glue it back together. So that video might be coming soon also. I think it's only 50 pages remaining or something like this, so I'm almost done with the book. So that's gonna be it for me, though. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.